In Ghana's race to cash in on new oil prospects, have environmental concerns been relegated to the back burner?
The Environmental Protection Agency has actually established, modalities to supervise the activities of oil companies, both prospecting and now drilling. So some of the key things that we want to see is to ensure that the environment is safe. I mean, they operate under strict environmental, regulations, and then also the protection of the coastal shore and then the ocean.
In 1985-1986, with the assistance of the International Maritime Organization, Ghana prepared a draft oil spill contingency plan, which it has reviewed over the years.
An oil spill response plan is important, but for it to work, Ghana needs boats, planes, equipment, personnel. And critics say environment and EPA aren't given the resources needed to be effective.
Ghana is not ready to respond to oil spills if they do occur today. We are not ready. I mean, I'm doubting whether Nigeria is even ready. They record 600, cases of spills every year. I mean, Ghana, we are not ready at all because the machinery, the equipment that is needed, the logistics that are needed, even the personnel to be able to respond to this disaster, we do not have that.
Our regional hospital today is in a deplorable state. If there should be a serious explosion on the rig or something, we don't have a good intensive care unit. We don't have a specialist burns unit today, as we don't have it at the regional hospital. And from here to the Jubilee Field, if you take flight, it's about 45 minutes. If you go by the Ghana Navy ship, it's 13 hours from here to the Jubilee Field. So if you have to even evacuate people, how would you do that? And the helicopters that go to the rig, 6 people per flight. So it's a major challenge. We are very much not prepared, but the government says the oil should flow so that the money will come, so the oil is flowing.
The loudest complaints have come from Ghana's fishing communities who fear for their future.
The fishermen and those that live along the coastal areas are in danger. And I have no confidence in our legal system in terms of the compensation for people living along the coastal areas if they are endangered by the pollution that we are likely to confront as we begin oil exportation, production and exportation. Look at the case of the Gulf of Mexico. BP is still paying people who live along the coastal line, compensating them, apart from the cleaning. In our system, it is only the cleaning that is to be done, but compensation for people living along the coastal line is not recognized by the law.
We appeal to government that looking at the sensitive nature of this community and how vulnerable they are, and looking at their dependence on fishing, we should be able to set some fund that could cater for them. The government came out and said that no, the oil is offshore, and as such there wouldn't be any specific compensation that could be provided for them. We had various discussions and debated the issue, and there has been a clause that says that if people loses their livelihood and it could directly be linked to the oil company or from pollution from the oil companies, then we could start a discussion on how we compensate them. So as we speak now, there isn't any clear sort of fund set aside.
Our law on compensation states that communities can only claim compensation if they can establish the extent to which their economic and social livelihoods have been affected by oil operations. But these are communities that are technically weak. They don't even have resources. They don't have the knowledge. They cannot hire consultants to come and determine for them whether petroleum operations have affected their economic and social livelihoods. They cannot do that.
Recently, Cosmos Energy they dumped a lot of toxic mud into the ocean. Nothing happened. A lot of fishermen that I interacted with, those who called onto my radio program, complained. It affected those people who went around that area. They had to move. So for a while, it affected their job. And what happened? Nothing happened. So should there be an oil spill, since we do not have any laws in place, any framework to deal with it, it will be the same thing. It will be at the cost of the people.